publisher of Trenchless Technology. I'm here for the last day, official day, of the 2010 No Dig Show here in Chicago. I say official day because there's 2 more days of various seminars, HCD good practices, etc. But the exhibits are shutting down shortly, and we also have a closing luncheon. But with me today is Jack Burnam, next year's program chairperson. So Jack, what's your feelings about this show here in Schaumburg, Illinois?
It really has been a great show. It's going to be difficult to follow in its footsteps, but we're going to try to exceed everything next year that we got this year. The sessions have been great. Energy has been very good. Exhibitors have been happy and have been presenting information that is really applicable to today's market.
Isn't it amazing we closed out the educational auction yesterday, a day after the official auction. We closed it out at $52,000, a record.
That's just amazing. It was so far and above what we had anticipated. Even in today's economy, we had anticipated just, if anything, matching last year's. And to exceed it this year was just great.
I should make special focus on the fact that Miller Pipeline bought the load of Baroid gold products yesterday for $11,000, and Michaels Corporation generously put in another $5,000 to the educational auction. Just tremendous.
Absolutely. It's so really gratifying to get that kind of participation from your vendors, especially when you know how difficult things are.
Now this has been a difficult year, I should say has been, because we're only into May.
Right.
But things seem to be perking up. In the trenchless community, we're feeling pretty strong, and particularly in the water wastewater market.
We're in one of those industries that I don't care what happens in the rest of the world, people still need those facilities.
That's right.
And they're aging.
They are.
And we're just offering a better way to replace them or repair them.
Now let's talk about next year a bit, because we're going to Washington, D.C. Why don't you tell us about some of your thoughts about that venue, etc.?
It's really a very beautiful venue. It's a brand new Gaylord Hotel, the Gaylord National, and on National Harbor in Maryland. It's got wonderful convention facilities built into the hotel. The rooms, everything is first rate. And for the reality is you've got a whole bunch of history in Washington. So it's good for people to come and just stay and see it. It will be March 27th through the 31st, 2011, which is right in tune with the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh, that's right.
In Washington. We're looking forward to having many of the same exhibitors plus additional exhibitors. It's just a great place to go for this activity.
You know, it's amazing too, when people think about going to Washington, D.C., all kinds of other meetings and plans start coming into play. And the next 2 weeks from now, I'm going to Washington for the annual NUCA DC Summit. And as I keep thinking about the time I'm going to have there in Washington, D.C., I keep thinking, well, I'm going to meet with so-and-so and so-and-so. I've already got about 3 meetings lined up.
And the reality is that there's so many decisions and organizations based in Washington that it can't be a better place for us to go. Our first Washington, D.C. conference was in association with ISTT back in 1992, and we haven't been back since. It's time. It's time to go back and show not only the people that are in our profession, but the ones that make decisions that affect our profession.
Yes.
That here we are. We're not that new technology anymore. We're proven.
That's right, we are.
And we're doing nothing but pushing our limits. We're pushing our envelopes.
You mentioned ISTT, the International Society for Trenchless Technology. We attracted international visitors here to Schaumburg this year. And I got to tell you, I think with Washington, D.C. as the venue next year, it always attracts international visitors, regardless of whether it's tourism mostly, I realize, but they'll come.
Well, they're in the same situation. It's a place where a lot of decisions are made and a lot of organizations are located. So they come to our conference, but with that, they tie in these meetings with ASCE, AWWA, because we're there.
Yes.
And it's just a great opportunity to combine a lot of different work-related activities. Then you've got the tourism. There's history all over Washington.
There certainly is. And then you got the politicians, too.
Well, yeah. we can't do anything about them.
No, maybe we'll attract somebody, but maybe not. We'll see. But I know I'm looking forward to Washington D.C.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Now you're from California, I know, so you got a ways to come to it. But
Actually, I originated in California. I've moved to Washington, and then yes, it's a ways to go, but I couldn't be more excited about where the venue is and how well it's laid out, and how well it's going to work for NASTT.
that's right. I recall you were recently in California State, but
Yeah.
now you're up in Washington State.
Yes.
Okay. Not Washington D.C. obviously.
That would be way too easy.
But thanks a lot, Jack, for visiting with us this morning.
I
And we look
appreciate
forward to the 2011 show in Washington D.C. And we got a chore between us.
Yeah.
You as the program chair,
Absolutely.
And us as
You as a program
we as the managers,
operator,
really,
yeah.
yes.
But please, I hope everybody marks their calendars. March 27th through 31st, 2011, Washington, D.C.
March
27th through 31st.
March 27th and 31st. Everybody hear that? Next year's No Dig Show in Washington, D.C. This is Bernie Chris and Jack Burnam from the 2010 No Dig Show in Schaumburg, Illinois.